In this video, I'm gonna show you the exact system that helped me to build real muscle, lose unwanted body fat, all while working nights. So by the end of this video, you're gonna have a lifting strategy. You're gonna have the exact calorie math of how long does it really take to lose 20 pounds of body fat or more, even if you work the night shift. So without further ado, let's get into it. Your schedule, especially if you work nights, is already working against you. Working nights, that elevates our cortisol levels. And our cortisol, that's our stress hormone. And if our stress hormone is consistently elevated, guess what it does? It encourages, yes, it encourages or promotes our body to store on fat. And you wonder where that fat is promoted to be stored. It is more likely for our fat to be stored in our midsection. So that's why you probably see guys who work at night, their bellies just start to protrude a little bit, their face are inflamed, and it's really no fault of their own. It's because they're working a schedule that's really designed against them. Because we're not designed to be working at night, we're designed to be sleeping. So our circadian clock, our rhythm is off. We're going against biology. And if we're going against biology, our body is trying to combat that in some form or fashion. And I went into a little rabbit hole. I went to research this a little bit further.
For all of us. Well, new tonight, if you or someone you know works the overnight shift, you know all too well the toll it can take on their health.
But tonight, there's new evidence of just how fast working the graveyard shift can impact your body. Fox 5's Linda Schmidt is live in the newsroom with more. Linda?
Yeah, good evening, first of all, to both of you. Well, you know, this new study is confirming what many people already know here. It can absolutely throw your body out of whack working overnight. But this study also found that can happen in just 3 days. Working overnight can be a grind.
The brain doesn't really adapt to that kind of a schedule very much.
In fact, experts say the brain battles the body's metabolic system when you are working overnight because we are not supposed to be awake during those hours. A new study out of Washington State University found that after working just 3 days of overnight shifts, the proteins that regulate blood glucose are disrupted.
That tug of war actually has consequences for the way we metabolize our food, for the way we process our glucose, and respond to that glucose with insulin. And we believe that has long-term consequences for health.
Professor Hans van Doggen led the study. He says when internal rhythms are thrown off, it puts stress on the body and wear and tear on our organs.
Increased risk of diabetes, obesity, heart disease.
Dr. Randy DiLorenzo is with Northwell at Syosset Hospital on Long Island. He says although the recent research out of Washington State University only studied 14 people, it still provides some interesting findings as to why overnight shifts are so damaging to the body.
I see a number of nurses and doctors, and many of them do complain, and also policemen, they do complain when they work the nighttime shift. It does take a toll on them.
And because the overnight shift can put so much stress on the body, doctors say it is extremely important to try to counteract that by eating healthy and exercising. But the problem is, after working overnight, the last thing that you feel like doing when you get home is exercising. Stephen, Natasha, back upstairs to you.
Yeah, I did mornings for a long time. It is tough on the body, that's for sure.
It can be brutal.
Yeah, and you crave junk food, too, to make it worse. All
You
right.
sure do.
Thanks so much.
Did you know that you can take the same profession, such as a nurse, you can have a nighttime shift nurse versus a day shift nurse. And did you know that the night shift worker, the nurse, is gonna have more body fat than the daytime worker? They're doing the same job, but what's the reason? It's because they're working at night. Working at night elevates your cortisol levels, and that encourages fat storage. So now you see why I am so adamant. And that's just one aspect of it, gaining fat. Night shift workers are at risk of a whole other host of diseases, cardiovascular disease, hypertension, diabetes, and the list goes on, all because they work nights. So we know that we're at risk for these diseases. It should not be optional for us to eat clean foods, to work out. That should be a part of our daily hygiene just as much as waking up and brushing our teeth and taking a shower is a part of our daily hygiene. Our schedules are already set up against us. All right, let me stop. Went off on my tangent, but you can see how I feel so passionate about it. We have to take care of ourselves because we're taking care of everybody else, but who's taking care of us? It has to be us. So one of the things I did when I got into that cycle, I'm sitting on that couch over there, I said, man, I'm already over on my calories. You know what? If you want to burn fat, you need to have more muscle, right? And oftentimes we see people do a lot of cardio, but if you really want to burn fat, you need more muscle. So lift heavy and add more over time. And what I did was I focused on progressive overload. Now, progressive overload, that just means that the weight that you're lifting, you can do more reps, you can do more sets over time. So for example, if I'm benching 225 on incline for 4 sets of 6, eventually the next month I want to see, can I get 4 sets or 7 or 8? And if I can, that lets me know, 1, I'm getting stronger, and 2, I'm building real muscle. And progressive overload, that's key, because once we tear down those muscle fibers, they break down, but once they repair themselves, they get bigger, and we have more muscle once they get bigger. And hey, guess what? Once our muscles get bigger, that encourages fat burning. So working night shift, that encourages fat storage. But if we can build quality muscle, that's gonna encourage us to burn more fat. Now, if you work nights, your workouts don't have to be sexy, they don't have to be cool, but your workouts do need to be consistent. So I don't care if you go to the gym for 2 hours once a week, and then the next week you go 2 times a week, and then the other week you miss it. What's truly important, in addition to the progressive overload, is you have to be consistent. It doesn't matter if you're doing some fancy workout on Instagram. As long as you're consistent in the gym 3 times a week with your split. And you have to be consistent with your split, because that's how you're knowing if you're making real progress. So if your split is push, pull, legs, you want to keep that same split for at least 3 to 4 months. Because how do you know if you consistently change your workout if you are getting stronger? So if you're doing incline on bench 1 week and then you do the dumbbells the next week, how do you know that you can lift more weight on an incline if you keep changing your workouts? So be consistent with your workouts. If it's 3 times a week, stick to the 3 times a week. And that's what I did. Consistency, progressive overload, and my physique went to a totally different level. So how long is it gonna take to lose 20 pounds of body fat? Or maybe you got more body fat to lose. There's roughly 3,500 calories in 1 pound of body fat. So to see how long that's gonna take, we're gonna take 3,500 calories and multiply that by 20. That's gonna give us 70,000 calories. That's 70,000 calories of a deficit that we need to be in to lose 20 pounds. Now, a healthy rate of fat loss is anywhere from 1 to 2 pounds of fat loss per week. So now, and that's just not me saying that, research backs that up. So if you see next time on Instagram or social media, someone says you can lose 20 pounds in 6 days or in 14 days, you know that a healthy rate of fat loss is 1 to 2 pounds per week. So what we do now is we take 70,000 calories and put that in 2 weeks on 1 to 2 pounds, and that gives us anywhere from 10 weeks to 20 weeks to lose that 20 pounds of body fat. And I think this is so key, because now we can see light at the end of the tunnel versus saying 20 pounds I want to lose. Well, now we know 10 to 20 weeks, oh, this is how long it's going to take me. So it's going to take me X amount of months to lose this body fat. 10 weeks, that's the shorter time frame if we lose 2 pounds per week. The 20 weeks, that's the slower time frame if we lose 1 pound a week. So do this math to really see how long is it going to take you to lose your body fat. Now, once you know that, that's great, but you also need to know what's your maintenance number. And most guys, you'll be surprised, they didn't know their maintenance number like me. I'm thinking I'm eating clean, but really, what's my maintenance number for me to simply maintain my weight? And then a trap that most guys, one of my coworkers said, you know what, I'm only gonna eat 1,000 calories a day. Like, if you do that, hey, listen, just know you're gonna lose a lot of muscle. But if you eat within your maintenance number, but a moderate deficit, and moderate can be from 250 to 500 calories under your maintenance number. If you eat in a moderate deficit, now you can preserve more muscle versus a drastic deficit, you're encouraging muscle loss. And remember, we don't want that, because more muscle means more fat burning. So what I told you, that's what actually works. Progressive overload, consistency, knowing your timeline, how long it's gonna take. But that's not what break people. What break people is when they have one bad shift. And one bad shift, that becomes a spiral. You have one rough shift, and then guess what? You overeat, you see those honey buns, you inhale those honey buns, you 800 calories in, or if you're like myself, you're 1,500 calories in, and M&Ms, it's like a bottomless pit. And then you say, I already blew it. Why should I even hit the gym? Me hitting the gym is not gonna negate the 1,500 calories of M&Ms, the 800 calories of honey buns I just inhaled. I might as well stay home. And when you start to think like that, then that's when it becomes a cycle. One workout turns into 2 missed workouts. But here's a rule that helped me. Never miss the gym twice. You miss it one time, it's cool. It happened, life happened. You went over on your calories one time, it's cool, it happens. But don't let it happen twice, because if it happens twice, then it becomes a habit. And oftentimes if we eat that many calories, we're not that far behind. We're really just 1 to 2 days behind on schedule. Our scale may show that we gained 5 pounds, but it's not true. It's just showing water. It's not showing only fat. It's showing water, muscle, it's showing fat storage. But really, if we do have a bad day, we're not that far behind. It may just take us 24 to 48 hours to get back on track. And another mindset hack, whatever we want more of, we must use it. So if we're tired and we come home and we sit on the couch for 2 hours, that's not the answer, because we're sitting on there for 2 hours doom scrolling or watching Netflix. Whatever we want more of, we must use it. So if we want more energy, we must use energy. If we want more strength, we must use our strength. Same thing with the muscles. If we want bigger muscles, we must use our muscles. So just remembering that, yeah, I had a bad day. Okay, I overate, whatever. I'm not gonna let it happen twice. And I might be tired, and there's a place for rest. But whatever I want more of, I want a better physique. I want my physique to be better than average. Well, I must use my physique in a not so average way. And thinking like this is what took me to the next level. This is what to help me get back on track. Really, these are the mindset hacks that we must adopt and must believe if we're really gonna be different than everybody else. And why? Because our schedules, working nights, is already set up against us. So here's your system. Lift heavy and have progressive overload. And remember that keep the same program, whether it's push, pull legs, whatever it is, because that's how you're gonna know if you're getting stronger, by seeing if you can do more the following week or the following month. And that's how we really build muscles, by lifting heavy and by getting stronger. And if you got 20 pounds or 50 pounds to lose, now you know the calorie math of how long is it gonna take, because there's roughly 3,500 calories and 1 pound of body fat. So you take 3,500 calories and you multiply that by how many pounds of fat you wanna lose. And 1 to 2 pounds, that's a healthy rate of fat loss. And that's gonna give you your timeline. And then once you find it out, then you need to be in a moderate deficit. Remember, we gotta find our maintenance number. Our maintenance number, that means how many calories does it take for us to simply maintain our body weight? Once we know that number, then we wanna eat in a moderate deficit under that number. And my rule, we never miss twice. If we miss twice, then it becomes a habit. Life is gonna happen, life is gonna life, but we can't miss twice. And remember the mindset hack, whatever we want more of, we must use it. So if you don't know your maintenance calories, I put something together for you that's totally free. Not only is it gonna give you, the calculator is gonna give you your maintenance calories, but it's also gonna tell you the moderate deficit that you should eat in to gain or to lose body fat and to build that muscle. Totally free, it's in the link in the description below. So we know working nights can be tough. It can do a lot to our body. So if you wanna know the 4 rules that I live by while working the night shift, watch this video here.